All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. So today we're looking at something pretty major coming out of Africa.
Yeah.
Ghana has decided to just completely scrap visa requirements for all African Union citizens.
A big deal.
Huge, absolutely massive.
Yeah.
We got this article from Vanguard, NGR.com called Ghana Scraps Visa Requirement, Allows Free Entry for Africans,
Yeah.
published January 2025.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, this is big. This is gonna have ripples across the continent.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's dive in and figure out what's going on here. What does this actually mean?
Sure.
Ghana is the first country in Africa to do this right, to just completely open its borders to the entire African Union.
It is. It's the first to fully embrace this concept of a borderless Africa, which is something the African Union has
Yeah.
been pushing for a while now.
Right. Yeah. For years they've been talking about this.
Yeah.
Trying to increase trade and movement across the continent.
Exactly.
And Ghana's just gone and done it.
Yeah, they've taken that leap.
So what does that actually look like? I mean, if you're living in, say, Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to go to Ghana for work or to visit family or even just on vacation,
Right.
you just go.
Pretty much. No more visa applications, no more waiting for approvals. It's just
Right.
open borders. You can hop on a plane or a train or even drive if you're up for a road trip.
So it's like, imagine like traveling within the EU, for example.
Exactly.
You could just freely.
Exact kind of freedom of movement.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what that would actually look like for
Yeah.
people. It could be an entrepreneur in Senegal who wants to
Right.
go set up a business in Ghana, or like you said, families separated by borders who can now easily visit each other.
Right. And think about the tourism boost for Ghana. People from all over Africa can just decide
Oh, yeah.
to pop over for a weekend trip. It could really stimulate the economy.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and all these new businesses popping up and cultural exchanges happening and all this kind of stuff.
Exactly. The potential for growth is huge.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's really exciting. But I mean, are there downsides to this? I mean, I imagine opening your borders to everyone must come with some kind of risks.
Of course there are challenges. Security is a major concern, right?
Right.
Ensuring the safety of all citizens with so much movement
Yeah.
across borders, that's going to require some serious investment in border control and security measures.
Right.
And then there's the logistical side of things. Think about the strain on infrastructure with potentially millions more people
Yeah.
traveling across the continent.
Mhm.
Airports, roads, public transportation. It's a huge undertaking.
And what about the economic impact? I mean, Africa isn't exactly a monolith, right? I mean, there are different levels of economic development across different countries.
Right, and that's a valid concern. Some critics worry that this open border policy might lead to a brain drain from less developed countries. Like, if you're a skilled professional in, say, Malawi, you might be tempted to move to a more developed economy like
Mhm.
South Africa, where there are more opportunities. That could exacerbate existing inequalities. That makes sense. So are there any plans to address these concerns, like any mitigation strategies in place?
Well, from what I've read, Ghana seems to be aware of these challenges. They're talking about strengthening border security, investing in infrastructure,
Right.
working with other African nations to try and ensure a smooth transition. And there's also talk about promoting initiatives to foster more equitable
Okay.
economic development across the continent.
So trying to kind of bridge the gap a little bit.
Exactly.
That's good to hear. I mean, it sounds like they're not just naively opening the borders and hoping for the best.
Oh, they're
They're
not.
they're trying to be a little bit pragmatic about it.
They're trying to be proactive and address the potential problems before they become major issues.
And I mean, even aside from all the practical implications of this, the economic stuff and the logistical stuff,
Mm.
I mean, it's just such a powerful statement from Ghana. I
Absolutely.
mean, to basically to say, we believe in a united Africa.
It's a huge show of Pan-African solidarity.
Yeah, and that's got to be inspiring for other countries on the continent, right? To see a nation like Ghana.
Oh, absolutely. It sets a precedent.
Yeah, I mean, do you think this is going to start a domino effect?
Right.
Will we see other African countries following suit and opening up their borders as well?
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Everyone's watching to see what happens in Ghana.
Yeah.
If it's a success, if they can manage the challenges,
Yeah.
it could very well inspire other nations to follow their lead.
Wow. It's incredible to think about. So much potential for positive change,
Yeah.
but also a lot of potential pitfalls.
That's the reality of any big change, right?
Yeah, I mean, this has been really eye-opening. I mean, who knows what the future holds for Africa, but this is definitely a huge step in a new direction.
It is. It's a bold experiment, and the world is watching.
Absolutely. And for all of you listening out there, I mean, this could have a direct impact on your life. Think about it. New travel destinations, new business opportunities, new chances to connect with different cultures, all right there on your doorstep.
It's an exciting time to be an African, that's for sure.
It really is. It's all about breaking down those barriers and embracing a shared future.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, could this be the beginning of a new era for Africa? An era of open borders, shared prosperity, and limitless opportunities. What role will each of us play in shaping this future?
That's a great question to leave everyone with. I think we've only just scratched the surface here, but hopefully this has given you a little taste of what's to come. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on this story and bringing you more deep dives as it develops.
Sounds good.
So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.